So, reverse headstocks. Highly debated topic in the guitar community, right? And it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of people that have a moderate position on them. It's like you either love them, every one of your guitars has to have a reverse headstock, or you despise them, and if it doesn't have a standard 6-inline headstock, then it's absolute trash. So, being one of those seemingly few that doesn't mind either one, I feel like I am in a pretty good position to be the one to admit that reverse headstocks are just objectively better. There, I said it. All right, now I'm going to explain myself. I know a lot of people, their opinion relies on, oh, it looks weird. If it's reverse and you're not doing the Jimi Hendrix thing, then it just isn't right. Or there's the other group of people that their argument for it is, well, if a reverse headstock flips around the tension of the strings, the longer strings being on the top end gives a weird tension to the bottom strings. And I know this guitar isn't a very good example of that because it has the locking nut. But regardless, if it didn't, which I have played it with the locking nut not being used before, and I have to say, if there is a difference in tension, it's no different than switching between string gauges. If you're that sensitive to string tension, good grief, you must be really picky. But the one thing that, for me, those other debates are subjective things that maybe you like the way it looks, maybe you don't, maybe you like the way that the string tension feels, or maybe you don't, whatever. That's different for every person. But one thing that objectively makes a reverse headstock better is ergonomics. When you're playing a standard 6-inline non-reverse headstock and say one of your strings goes out of tune, you gotta do an entire wrist acrobatics thing. You gotta take your hand from playing position like this, go up, rotate, adjust the affected string, rotate your hand back the other way to be back into playing position. But on a guitar with a reverse headstock, your hand is already in the correct position to return to playing. There's none of this going on. I really want to understand where the argument of, oh, it's no different than tuning a normal guitar. In fact, it's more confusing. The only reason it's more confusing is because you're used to it. Yeah, it takes a little bit of getting used to go, oh, the low E is not the tuning peg closest to me. But once you get used to the orientation, it's so much more comfortable to do this than this number. And it's faster. So like I say, if you're playing in a live setting, if you're up there on stage and one of your strings goes out of tune a little, you can very quickly do that. So what more is there to settling the argument? In my opinion, that's settled. Am I still going to play guitars that have, a non-reverse 6-inline? Am I still going to play guitars that have a 3x3 headstock? Yes. But I am just asking the question of why the hostility for these guitars, and why aren't more made with the reverse headstock. That's it. Rant over. Just wanted to share my thoughts. Let me know what you think. If you're in the anti-reverse league, tell me your reasoning. If you love reverse headstocks, tell me your reasoning. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.